Welcome to National PCC Day 2021. To kick off today's events, we will celebrate the 60th anniversary of the PCC with a special video presentation. Following that, Postmaster General Louis DeJoy will host a roundtable with the PCC industry leadership. Next up will be a special presentation from the Postal Service's VP of Marketing, Sheila Holman, on mail sustainability. Lindsay Taylor will then facilitate a panel discussion with members of the PCC Advisory Committee. And to conclude National PCC Day 2021, we will recognize some of the leading PCCs in the country. So let's begin by celebrating the 60th anniversary of the PCC.
PCCs are an important connection between the Postal Service and our customers. These connections build partnerships that create a better understanding of postal policies and procedures. What is even more beneficial is it helps us understand the viewpoints of our customers. That's the whole point of the PCC, to build connections.
The Postal Customer Councils have been binding the nation together since 1961 by connecting the Postal Service with its customers in many unique ways. Through networking, education, and local outreach, the PCCs have successfully maintained their mission to foster a close working relationship between the U.S. Postal Service and commercial mailers. While we look forward to many more years of collaboration and partnership, let's look back at a few of the major highlights over the last 60 years.
A very prominent Dallas insurance executive named Russell Perry had a problem with his mailings for his agents. They didn't know who to call at the post office. So Russell Perry called the Dallas postmaster and said, I have an idea. I would like for you to get together 6 diversified people that use the Postal Service making their living, and he wanted to call it the Mail Users Council. A lot of us kind of felt that the post office needed something a little lighter and a little fun, so we had a young artist that drew the darling little Mr. Zip. And I sent it to the Dallas postmaster, and he sent it to Washington. They loved it, and it gave personality to the Postal Service. The PCC started asking for discounts. One of the biggest things the Postal Service did was in 1976, they gave a pre-sort to first class. That invented a whole new industry. So they decided that if we put it in letter carrier sequence, they would give us a discount. So we went one step farther than that and put it in walk sequence. So when it got to the post office, all he had to do is take that untied bundle, put it in his truck, and it was ready to be delivered.
Back in the 80s, there wasn't as much structure, and it was basically the mailing community getting together with the Postal Service, working on relationships, having communications, and trying to work their way through what they thought was important. And as headquarters found out that this was a big deal, then we started seeing the advent of ribs. I think that was one of the things that helped move us forward as an organization because of the instantaneous opportunities to share information.
In 1982, the Postal Service had just launched a revolutionary new product called eCom. You could be in your office and send hundreds or thousands of letters from a computer to postal facilities throughout the United States. And they would be printed, folded, stuffed, sealed, dispatched right from the floor. They would be delivered the next day at the latest.
We were starting to see a few folks trying to solicit via email, and there was a real hard push for using invoicing and payment via the internet. So that was a little bit of a challenge to convince people that it was still safe to mail their checks, to mail their payments in, and they would get there on time. We were seeing more folks, though, tend to go towards receiving paper product, but paying or ordering through the internet. Merlin was a new way to help the postal clerks that were receiving our mail verify that the mailer that was presenting it was complying with the rules and regulations of the Postal Service for presenting pre-sorted mail. It was all getting verified on Merlin. Quality control went up immensely.
I would say the 2000s was the era of the yes, we can. Ellie Alexander in the Capital PCC realized that PCCs kept getting no's. So Ellie took it upon herself to work with the PCC AC Policy Committee and learn what was in the 286 that PCCs could do for membership, for social media, for education. Ellie turned the attitude around.
We heard them, we listened to them, and we took action. Publication 286 sets forth the rules and guidelines to govern PCC daily operations. It was over 50 pages long. During March of 2007, we released an updated version of Publication 286. Today, it's only 11 pages. It gives PCCs a lot more flexibility, and that lends itself to more success.
The education being learned by PCCs in how to deliver the content and organize your PCC was put together into a boot camp. That was first rolled out at the Nashville Postal Forum. Well, the information was so good, the thought became, how do we get this out to PCCs that aren't able to attend or send a representative? So the PCCs went on the road. They did boot camps for every area. So it was a very comprehensive learning opportunity to see how PCCs are organized and how to be successful.
In order to give PCCs a national brand, in August of 2005, we decided to create a PCC logo. In 2020, we realized that the PCC network had expanded. So to represent that fully, we released a new logo. You'll see that the letters are connected. What we want that to demonstrate is that we want PCCs to stay connected and grow.
60 years after the first grassroots steps were taken to connect the post office with the mailing industry, the program is stronger than ever. We now have 144 local PCCs around the country and growing. My vision is to further strengthen our partnerships and carry out the PCC mission, continuing to foster a close working relationship between the Postal Service and our commercial mailers, and keeping this community vibrant well into the future.
Postal Customer Councils. Get connected and grow. Please join us for the Postmaster General Roundtable with PCC Industry Leadership.
Hello, and welcome to National PCC Day. I want to start by thanking everyone who participated in the filming of the 60th anniversary PCC video. PCCs have stood the test of time, and it is nice to look back and reflect on the past successes of the PCC. But today, we are going to focus on the future of the PCC. And I would like to welcome my two guests, Dina Kessler, Industry Chair of the PCC Advisory Committee, and Neil Fetterman, Industry Vice Chair.
Thank you, Louis. It's great to be here.
I agree, Dina. And Louis, we look forward to getting your thoughts about the PCC and how we can sustain success moving forward.
Great. I think we can all agree success is the goal. With that in mind, do you have some questions for me?
Yes, we do. So my first question for you is, what do you see as your role in the PCCs?
Well, Dina, my number one role is to make sure that we have a viable postal service. And it is evolving to serve the needs of the nation, as is reflected in the changes that we see in our volume profile. We need to remain cost-effective and affordable. And from that base, we need to provide ways and means to interact with the Postal Service that are beneficial to our partners, such as the PCCs. That is the most important thing that I can do. If we are not succeeding, not viable, it's an issue for you and all of our partners.
So thanks for that clarity. So with the reorganization currently underway at the Postal Service, we've seen some waning PCC participation in the field. How will you ensure support for the PCCs throughout this transition and moving forward?
And as you know, there are other environmental issues that have caused problems with people interacting, and that's been the pandemic. So what you say may be the case,
However, I would offer that there are other reasons, and our reorganization, while it has affected some of the participation, it has been difficult to interact, over the last year. Having said that, as we get through the reorganization, which needed to be done to ensure that we continue to make the service viable and vibrant, we will make sure that we will identify the right people within the organization to interact with the PCCs. It's very important to us, and I know it's important to you.
Thank you, Louis. So we understand the reorganization, absolutely, and we appreciate the support to the PCCs. We want to have a strong partnership with the Postal Service. On that note, what do you see as the PCC's role in the Delivering for America plan?
Well, Dina, I really do see the PCCs as an extension of the Postal Service, and we can leverage that network to communicate and implement the Delivering for America plan. As you may know, my background has been in outsourcing and contract type services, so I'm very familiar with the initiatives and problems you have when your business is based around a large entity as ourselves. The Postal Service is evolving on a continuing basis. As we change, there will be challenges, but much more importantly, there will be plenty of front-end opportunities to identify new products and services that will result in new revenue streams for the Postal Service and our customers, large and small. And I'm looking forward to that engagement.
So with the PCC community being an extension of the Postal Service, how can we grow those mail volumes?
Mail volumes. Yep. Well, we all need to be advocates of mail, and we need to share the value of mail. We need to promote the ROI of mail versus other media, which it does exist. And our sales and marketing teams have strong case studies to share about the growth in vertical markets, such as healthcare and retail, that benefit from direct mail. And we have a powerful market research that continually reinforces the value of mail and the connection that it has to the American public. Let's take our new product, USPS Connect Local. This can be a great way for PCCs to reach out to their members and educate them about the opportunities that USPS Connect will provide to businesses interested in growth. And finally, engage in the younger generation. The power of mail as a marketing tool so that they will incorporate mail in their marketing mix.
Definitely growing mail is really important. We're glad that everybody agrees with that. Growing our PCC membership is equally important to us. So what are some ways that we can grow that PCC membership?
So I think, Dina, the opportunity here is for the PCCs to promote their relationship with the evolving Postal Service. The value of a PCC is to provide a wealth of opportunities to help your members continue to grow their businesses. PCC should focus on making themselves a more valuable organization to their members and potential members, and you can do that by enabling access to the services that the Postal Service provides and relationships you have and the know-how that you have in dealing with the organization. As much as I'm trying to streamline, we do have a complex service offering, and you're keeping up with that, and having that knowledge and sharing it with existing new members is something that we should work together on delivering.
Agreed.
I have a question for you, Dina.
Okay.
What is your number one goal for the PCCs in fiscal year 2022?
So my main goal for this upcoming year is to help our PCCs grow and connect within their mailing community. As you stated before, right, we've all experienced this last year and a half with the pandemic, and we realized that we became so dependent on that face-to-face connection and bonding, and our PCCs have taken a hit where they've struggled with losing a lot of members. There's been a lot of layoffs and closures of facilities, and we're all dealing with still labor shortages today, right? So what I'd like to see us do on the national level is provide even more support. If we can bring this support to them where they can focus back on growing their PCC membership locally. So there's one initiative, and we're going to talk about it more in the program later today, is the national orientation. We're going to host 2 different national orientations. One is focused on new members. So they'll be online, virtual, and live, where they will get to tap into that national network and meet other people throughout the country in the PCC community. And they'll learn how they can benefit the most out of their PCC membership. And the second one is our national orientation for board members. So we're going to help train, unified training for all boards across the U.S. for the PCCs in how to run a PCC successfully, and taking that off the local level where have had to do that over time every time they brought in a new member and teach them that, or new board member. We feel that that'll free up some of their time to get back into their community and really meet some new business members and bring them in.
I know it has been a difficult time across the nation for everyone, and I'm very happy to see that you're evolving with a well thought out plan to keep the PCC organization viable. And Neil, what do you see as the most critical need for PCCs?
The most critical need for the PCCs is the need for connectedness. As we all experience, the pandemic created many bottlenecks that impacted the way we communicate with and support our PCCs and their members. We embraced innovations that helped us maintain our PCC's mission, but made PCCs uncomfortable since it's not one of their norms. But as we all know in our professions, if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. So we created and adapted certain contingency plans that allowed us to develop certain strategies that sustain connections so we could understand or work through our new normal. So I guess I would say connectedness with both postal and industry is the key ingredient and the determinant for the success of our PCCs.
Yeah, and that's a great point you bring up. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. Or you're not evolving. And in this particular environment that we've all been through, and the environment that the Postal Service is in right now, both of us need to work together to stay uncomfortable, deal with the uncomfortable things, and move forward. So I look forward to working with you on that. And then, Dina, I realize this is a volunteer position for you, but you're probably the most outside person I've spoken to since I've been here at the Postal Service. Could you share why you're so passionate about the PCC?
So my passion, some might mistake it for craziness, but my passion for that is it's my love for our industry, and it's my love for the mailing community. And I've been really fortunate through my business to be able to share that love with others, to help them gain from that, as well as sharing it with like-minded individuals in the mailing industry. So I thrive when I'm engaging with others in the industry and learning and growing. And my connection to my local PCC has been a huge blessing for me and my business. My competitors, that's usually a scary word for people, competitors, but they're now my friends. They're people, if I have a piece of equipment that fails and I still have a client commitment, I can pick the phone up and call and say, hey, can you help me get this job out the door? This is what's going on. The same with my network of postal team that I've gotten to know. If I have a new product for a client that I'm trying to launch, I know who to call to say, hey, here's what the client's trying to accomplish. How do we go about that the most effective way? And so this network that I've built has just been invaluable to me and my business. And because of it, I love what I do. I feel really fortunate, and I love sharing that with others. The first time I attended the National Postal Forum, I was introduced to the PCCAC, and I realized there's a greater purpose out there, and there's a much bigger national network out there. And I love sharing that. I want to share that with other local PCCs. And as you said, our industry is always evolving. You got to love learning and wanting to stay in tune with that and be able to share it. And I feel really fortunate to do that.
Yeah, that's great. And that's the value of productive organizations, right? It enables you to pull off the unaccomplishable, and also makes it fun, too, during the process. And Neil, look into your crystal ball and tell us what the future looks like for PCCs.
Well, it didn't mention that you would be asking us the harder questions today.
Well, that's the power of being Postmaster General.
Dina summed it up when she mentioned the effort and the work of the PCC-AC subcommittees and our PCC industry working hard to support the initiative of being that well-known liaison between the Postal Service and our business mailers. But we also understand that this can't happen unless we have absolute transparency throughout our organizations to be sure that our direction is clear and ensuring that our vision of the future of the PCC is still in alignment with what we promised the PCC community.
And I'll just say to you that our role in terms of evolving is to deliver more to the American people. And we see the PCC members as an opportunity to help us accomplish that through their connections and their various types of work that you do. So really excited to kick off our next fiscal year under different circumstances with our plan out there and working together. I look forward to the continued engagement. And I think that's a pretty good note to end on. Dina and Neil, I'd like to thank you for joining me today. And I'm a huge supporter of the PCCs, and I feel confident the network is in good hands with your leadership and the leadership of the rest of the PCCAC. And Neil, just keep bringing your crystal ball around. Right?
I will do.
So to all of the PCCs across the country, enjoy your National PCC Day.
Mail Sustainability with Sheila Holman, the Postal Service's VP of Marketing.
Hello. I will share a bit about what a post-pandemic world looks like for marketers, businesses, and mail, and highlight some specific innovations in mail that make it a strong channel for marketers. Let's start with a high-level economic update across a few factors. U.S. consumer confidence improved for a sixth straight month in July to a fresh pandemic high as Americans grew more optimistic about current business and labor market conditions. Inflation expectations eased slightly, though remain elevated, while buying plans strengthened. The confidence gauge is nearing pre-pandemic levels, suggesting that consumers are growing more upbeat as economic activity resumes. Even so, concerns about rising consumer prices and the Delta variant have climbed in recent weeks, which could weigh on sentiment in the coming months. The U.S. economy added 943,000 jobs in July as hiring surged and employers raised wages to lure workers. It marked the second straight month of impressive growth as the country's recovery sped up amid widespread availability of vaccines. The unemployment rate in July fell to 5.4% from 5.9%, a sizable monthly reduction, but still well above the 3.5% rate in February 2020, the final report before the pandemic slammed into the United States and sent jobless numbers spiking to historic levels. Since January 2021, consumer foot traffic across all industries has increased significantly. This amounts to a low of less than 10% in January to all the way up to almost 60% in July. From January to July 2021, foot traffic has grown by 60% in retail locations, 43% for bars and nightclubs, and 44% for restaurants. But the Delta variant has clouded many economists' outlook for the second half of the year and raised questions about whether July could serve as a high watermark of the recovery's second wave. There is no question that the pandemic has altered consumer behavior, accelerated trends already underway, and will have lasting implications on business. Some examples. Business transformation is happening. Companies are changing how they work. Direct-to-consumer brands are reinventing business models and accelerating the shift to online shopping. Brands like Bombas Socks and Casper Beds are looking for ways to target and reach potential customers. The trend towards personalization is accelerating. Data-driven performance marketing ROI matters more than ever as brands shift marketing tactics towards more personalization and segmentation of customers. Brand experience drives brand loyalty. In 2020, a brand's trustworthiness was more important than ever. 88% of B2B and B2C customers said that a brand's trustworthiness mattered more in 2020 than in 2019. Highly engaged customers buy more, pay more, and stay longer. They buy 90% more often, pay 60% more per transaction, and are 5 times more likely to stay with the same brand than in the future. Improving customer experience is a critical priority for businesses. Sustainability drives purchase decisions. Gen Z, those born between 1996 and 2015, are current consumers unlike any generation to date. They are the fastest growing consumer segment with buying power of $140 billion. They have unique purchase values in mind and the willingness to act upon them. Scalability. Companies are being nimble and creative in product development and advertising deployment. Supply shortages have led consumers to try private labels, and they like it. Some retailers are ramping up their private labels. Last September, for example, Target rolled out its Good and Gather brand with 650 items, and it's already close to being a billion-dollar brand. Companies are scaling operations and technology to expand into e-commerce and accommodate a work-from-home workforce. In the marketing world, brands are shifting their business to independent agencies because they can move quicker and have less bureaucracy. The average amount of time for media plan development fell from 4.2 months to 2.3 months. Lastly, the pandemic is lonely. People are locked inside, isolated, and creating community has become more important. Twitter launched a new community section. Content marketers are investing more in online community building. I did want to spend a few minutes talking about our recently released 10-year plan, the Postal Service's Delivering for America plan to achieve financial sustainability. And much, if not all of this plan, includes efforts that meet these post-pandemic trends and help create opportunity for mail. Changing business models create opportunity. Most of the direct-to-consumer companies are being created in verticals like healthcare, retail, entertainment, financial services, travel, and hospitality. And these are verticals that benefit from direct mail. This is creating a whole new group of companies who are using mail as a marketing channel. Personalization and segmentation requires data-driven performance marketing tactics. The Delivering for America plan includes initiatives that drive innovation in mail through the smarter use of data and targeting technology. Our Informed Delivery product offers one-to-one marketing because it is signed up to an individual. Ads then served on the platform are targeted based on that individual's interests. Brand experience drives brand loyalty. Improving customer experience is a critical priority for USPS. One of the key operational underpinnings of the Delivering for America plan is a focus on improving service reliability through operational changes. This drives a better service experience for our customers and the American people. There are also several initiatives focused on improving our retail and delivery experience through new technology for our carriers and new service offerings in retail. Our new delivery fleet is able to easily convert to greener power sources. This is not only good for the planet, but good for the businesses who put their packages in our sustainable trucks for delivery to their customers. One of the major growth initiatives is a new suite of solutions under the umbrella of USPS Connect. In a nutshell, USPS Connect is all about giving businesses new access to our unrivaled network for 1 to 2 day shipping needs. It offers access for businesses of all sizes, large, medium, and small. And lastly, our whole ethos as an organization, serving every address 6 days a week, is built on the human connection between our carriers and the individuals they serve. We are a community building brand. Group M increased their forecast for 2021 ad spending growth to 17%, with connected TV and podcasts leading the way, while traditional channels will not fully recover from pandemic declines. U.S. upfront TV ad spend is growing 8% in 2021, but down 7% from 2019 and expected to remain flat through 2024. Out-of-home ad spend is projected to increase 15% in 2021, but will be down 20% from 2019 and is projected to remain flat through 2024. Digital channels are expected to lead the growth, with pure play internet advertising growing by 29%. Connected TV ad spend is projected to grow 49% in 2021, following 41% growth in 2020. Longtime social media networks are stalling, but new entrants continue to grow. Facebook and Twitter are growing less than 1% in 2021 after big pandemic-fueled gains in 2020. TikTok and Reddit are expected to see the biggest growth this year at 18% and 14%, respectively. So what about mail? Direct mail is forecast to grow by 7%, but expected to decline overall through 2026. However, mail offers some unique opportunities, and there are innovations happening that will strengthen this channel for marketers. I wanted to take a minute to talk about something I recently read. The fashion people from Vogue had a really interesting article on the use of direct mail. They talked about how more and more luxury brands are relying on direct mail. It's more tactile and can creatively support stronger brand storytelling. It breaks through to their consumer target, unlike digital advertising can. And it allows for more sophisticated targeting, personalization, and tracking. And for the luxury consumer, it is all about personalization and customization. This article underscores for me the power of direct mail and its continued evolution. It got me thinking about reinvention and how mail as a channel is becoming more upscale, more targeted, and smarter through the use of digital technologies and tactics. Consumers are demanding greater privacy, transparency, choice, and control over how their data is used. As a result, web browsers are blocking, or will soon be blocking, third-party cookies to protect users' privacy. Safari and Firefox already block third-party cookies, and Google Chrome, which controls 2/3 of the global browser market, has announced it will do the same by 2022. For those who don't know, a cookie for marketers are small text files stored on a user's computer when a user visits a website that can remember a user's login, store preferences, and settings, and enable e-commerce websites to know what items have been added to your online shopping cart before you log in, amongst many other capabilities. Cookies are why you are constantly seeing ads for the same pair of shoes you may have left in a shopping cart. Privacy protections are also happening in mobile. Only 20 to 25% of worldwide iPhone app users are agreeing to be tracked, and fewer in the US. Brands are losing information, and companies like Facebook are losing revenue. Facebook advertisers are only able to track about 50% of the sales they are making, so it's becoming more difficult to retarget people with ads and to figure out which ads are working. These new privacy restrictions are creating more opportunities for mail, especially for marketers who can leverage their own first-party data. In a study published by Magna, which is a global media investment and intelligence company, one innovation in mail is advanced addressable direct mail, allowing marketers to retarget website visitors and re-engage customers using their CRM databases. While addressable direct mail only accounts for 1% of total direct mail, it is expected to grow nearly 50% in 2021. Mail stands to drive additional attention when consumers are increasingly focused on smaller screens and as brands begin to rely more on first-party and CRM data in order to attract and engage customers. Advanced addressable mail can reach any household in the country, which is a key differentiating feature of direct mail. At a time when reach is declining, radio reach has fallen to 89%, national TV has fared even worse, reaching only 75% of households, marketers are looking for more reach. More mail pieces are increasingly including elements that cross over into the digital space to drive response or help capture behavioral data. Use of QR codes, mobile apps, and text messaging were on the rise before the pandemic and are starting to show upward movement again. Future success will require a strengthened channel integrated into a digital ecosystem. We know that mail breaks through. It's persuasive. 57% of consumers who received a direct mail piece took action upon it. It's engaging. Coupons, marketing mail, catalogs, and magazines have the highest open rates. And it resonates with millennials. 67% will make a purchase from a company that uses direct mail and digital channels. In fact, direct mail and catalogs slightly edge out TV and radio ads as the type of advertising U.S. consumers are most comfortable receiving. Time spent opening and reading mail has increased over time, from an average of 5.8 minutes in 2019 to more than 8.6 minutes per day. Millennials spend the most time reading mail at 9.5 minutes per day, versus Gen X at 8.2 and baby boomers at 7.2 minutes. In fact, millennials are more influenced by mail than other generations. They are more likely to make a purchase from a company that reaches them both by mail and digital. They are more likely to shop at stores that advertise by mail. They are more likely to purchase items featured in marketing mail. And they are more likely to use as prompts to go online. A big focus for us is finding ways to leverage digital marketing technology to improve the mail experience. Our informed delivery product is one tool we are enhancing to be able to do that. It's a tool that uses digital audience targeting techniques to improve responsiveness and ease of use. It integrates with marketing platforms to improve timing, personalization, and reporting. And it adds pre- and post-delivery impressions. What is the informed delivery platform? Well, for users who sign up, they will receive scanned images of mail being delivered that day. Images are available either via the app, online, or via email. Now reaching over 20% penetration, informed delivery helps marketers effectively double their impressions with a dynamic mailer. For advertisers sending a direct mail piece, informed delivery notifications not only let the consumer know when their direct mail piece arrives via displaying the scanned image, but an advertiser can also include a digital ad in the informed delivery feed that links through to their site. The timing of this ad can correspond with the arrival of the direct mail piece, providing multi-channel marketing that bridges the physical and digital worlds. And these interactive campaigns generate additional impressions, interactions, and data. The conversion rate for digital ads on the informed delivery platform is high. 38% of users have clicked, and of those who click, 70% end up purchasing. In surveys with advertisers who have used informed delivery in conjunction with direct mail, 60% said they saw an increased return on investment for their ad spend. And informed delivery email open rates are 2.5 times the industry average. This suggests that the informed delivery user base is engaged. Users currently opt into email notifications, meaning that they want to receive those notifications. Users want to know what mail they are receiving that day. We see this in our research. The top 3 reasons consumers cite for using informed delivery is because they want to know ASAP what mail is arriving and to ensure that they don't miss anything important. Direct mail is a premium channel. It is targeted and personalized. 29% of consumers said personalization of a direct mail piece makes them much more likely to open or read it. In surveys about advertising, more than half of respondents reported spending much more time with communications that were personalized and relevant. 50% of consumers and 65% of businesses will switch brands if a company does not personalize communications. To sum up my excitement about mail, a fabulous and highly targeted direct mail piece, plus a digital marketing tool like informed delivery, equals marketing nirvana. One of my jobs at the United States Postal Service is to drive thought leadership, to help make mail the best channel it can be. To increase mail's personalization, to make mail memorable with tactile experiences and launching interactive content, and to add new features that provide attribution and additional impressions. Thank you for your time today. I look forward to partnering with you on the ideas and innovations for mail.
And now a special panel discussion with members of the PCC Advisory Committee.
You just heard compelling information from Sheila Holman on the value of mail and how mail can be a powerhouse in your marketing mix. In that same vein, I'd like to introduce you to our very own Powerhouse Roundtable, our PCC Advisory Subcommittee Industry Leadership Team. Welcome, Glenn Swires, Education Programming Industry Co-Chair, Kathy Hall, Communications and Marketing Industry Co-Chair, Mark Fallon, Strategic Innovation and PCC Policy Industry Co-Chair, Margaret Vickers, Membership Growth and Recruitment Industry Co-Chair. As part of the advisory committee, we set the strategic direction for the PCC program. Today, our discussion will be focused on support for the local PCCs and how to leverage this vast network, and our subcommittee leadership team to ensure PCC growth and success. One of the items we had been working on as a group is a national orientation program for new PCC members and board members. There has been a lot of turnover in the field, and this is perfect timing for training. So Glenn, as the education co-chair, could you tell us a little bit about how the orientation training program concept came about?
You know, Lindsay, with the impact of COVID, we were seeing a major shift in employees, whether it was retirement, reduction in force, et cetera, that was really impacting our PCC members and the leadership teams. So first, we wanted to provide a program, or really a platform, to help new board members be onboarded, right? Then we wanted to provide some training for PCC members and give them the opportunity to see that they're joining really a national organization that's bigger than just their local PCC. We wanted to provide some of that cross-pollination. So that's really what was the birth of this process.
So a national training program. I like it.
Yes.
Kathy, as the communication and marketing co-chair, could you talk a little bit about the difference between the general membership training and the PCC board training?
My pleasure, Lindsay. The National Orientation Trainings will give a uniform foundation for participating and leading a local PCC. At the general training, members new and old will get the basics for leveraging both the PCC knowledge base and the great relationships that are available with other industry leaders like themselves and USPS executives across the nation. For board members, we'll do even a deeper dive and discuss specific roles on the board and committee chair responsibilities, complete with best practices, tips, and tools. It will be an awesome training for the new and a great refresher for the experienced. We truly look forward to what we think will be a very valuable training.
So really, we're taking care of the entire PCC ecosystem. Great job. Margaret, as the membership co-chair, membership is such a hot topic with PCCs. What type of membership recruitment information will be shared during the orientation training?
First of all, the PCC membership consists of both postal employees and industry representatives of the mailing industry. So 5 successful ways to recruit members are, number 1, building mailing lists that target those in the industry. Every PCC should enlarge their current mailing list to include large and small businesses in their community, including the chamber list when possible. Number 2, newsletters. A strong monthly newsletter will help connect those on a PCC list to the overall mission of your PCC and can drive it forward. Website. Number 3, building an effective website is a marketing tool that aids in membership recruitment. It communicates the value of the PCC. Number 4, email blast. Email blast enhance relationships, it creates loyalty, and it can be shared. All work toward increasing membership growth. Last but not least, number 5, recruitment and networking events. Very, very important. Recruitment should be happening at every event. Whether it's a webinar, seminar, a luncheon, a learning session, chamber events at colleges and universities, all help to grow membership.
Membership is so important for our local PCCs, so this training will be invaluable.
Yes, thank you.
Mark, as a policy and innovation co-chair, what role will your committee play in the orientation training?
Well, Lindsay, our committee not only has the longest name, but we have the greatest breadth of what we have to cover. So for membership at the individual level, we're going to cover what a PCC board is supposed to look like, what are the roles that the PCC boards have, and then how they can get involved as members. We'll also cover my favorite topic, PCC Voice on LinkedIn. For the executive boards, we'll also cover social media, but most of the time the emphasis is going to be on publication 286. And we have a saying at our committee level, which is, it's the tools, not the rules. Pub 286 can be intimidating. It's a large publication in postalese, in legalese, and it can be intimidating. So what we try to do is get rid of the intimidation and show the board members how they can use it for their responsibilities, for planning events, and for required reporting. And we're going to end with where they can go when they need help.
Okay, so you all heard it here first. Mark is going to make Pub 286 fun.
There you go.
Can't wait. So Mark, the social media space has become a must-use platform and to spread the word and collaborate. And you've had a huge impact in the growth of the PCC LinkedIn page, PCC Voice. Could you talk about why PCC members should join the group and what they'll get from it?
Well, I need to start by thanking the PCC community. We started PCC Voice just a little over a year ago, and as of today, we have over 1,200 members. And that's the power of PCC Voice. When you reach out as a member, you're reaching out across the country to all the members of PCC Voice. And by doing that, we can learn from each other and we can help each other. And that's the real power of social media, the ability to help each other. Just about a week ago, an executive board member in Baltimore had a question about how do you get receipts for online events? Within hours of posting that question, a board member from Madison, Wisconsin, and another board member from Boston, Massachusetts, submitted ideas on how she can address that problem. That is powerful. Now, as an individual, the PCC Voice has three great things it provides you. One is other members are publishing news stories and Postal Service announcements. So PCC Voice becomes a one-stop shop for news. Second is PCCs around the country are posting their events. So you can learn about what else is happening out there. Maybe you want to attend it if it's an online event, or you can bring it to your board as an idea for the future. And third, it's a great place to expand your network. The decades that I've worked in this industry, all of my successes are because of the network of people who have provided me education, training, and most of all, support. By belonging to PCC Voice, that network opens up to all of us.
Such a great platform. You go from your local community to now national. So Kathy, this year you and your committee did a superb job on providing PCCs with tools to create a newsletter and establish a marketing help desk. So creative. Could you tell us how PCCs are using the help desk and newsletter template?
Thank you so much, Lindsay. I love the synergies that get created when great talent comes together. And standing on the shoulders of giants, we got to complete the newsletter project that was actually started with my predecessor, the new PCCAC Industry Chair, Dina Kessler. I can't say enough about the amazing members of the Communication and Marketing Committee. The committee established the easy button, a way to share a newsletter template so all PCCs have to do is just drag and drop pictures, articles, their logos, whatever's unique to their PCC. They can print it or they can distribute it through email. The tool can also be used for mail pieces, flyers, and more. That talented committee members, they also populated the marketing library in Postal Pro with articles and materials that can be used for the newsletter. Easy button. We're also getting more and more emails to a newly created Marketing Help Desk email box, pccmarketing@usps.gov. And they're asking us to take a look at this marketing piece. Is my logo in the right place? They're asking for access to how do you get to those templates? And then I can't figure it out. Help me use this template. So we are excited about helping PCCs use the tool. We've even created a video showing how to create a Zoom virtual background and made that available in Postal Pro in the PCC Marketing Toolbox. We are more than pleased that PCCs are reaching out with their questions and requesting our help.
So a lot of plug-and-play tools that PCCs can use. Awesome. Glenn, your education subcommittee hosted a lot of webinars this year. Please share some of the key ones and why you think they were the most popular.
Boy, how do you pick your favorite child, right? I mean, all of the seminars we put together were amazing. But let's look at the feedback that we got. By far, the number one feedback one was our summer series. It was really summer school for direct mail. We talked about things like mail terminology, class of mail, shape-based pricing, folded self-mailers, all of those things that kind of throw you off. And when you consider the fact that we had 350 people signing in on a Friday afternoon during the summer to attend these classes, I think we did okay. So really do want to thank you and the team, because when you think about it, the PCCAC did 40 events this year. 21 of those were education, really showing our commitment to education excellence. So thank you so much.
Yeah, so with the pandemic, we made a commitment to host as many webinars as possible to keep the PCC community engaged. So thank you to your committee for that. So Margaret, you shared some really valuable membership tips of the month. Could you give us a sneak peek into what's to come in the future?
Absolutely. The future is to create a strategy that will help the PCC move forward with intention, such as added value in terms of analysis and databases. What does that mean? It means to understand your audience, to identify their motivations, identify their preferences, and determine what benefits they want to receive out of joining a PCC. Take your old and new databases and target with intent.
So you don't know what you don't know.
That's correct.
Get to know your members and take your PCC up a notch.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so Margaret, the pandemic has had a profound effect on PCCs. Some PCCs have flourished and some have floundered. What advice would you give to PCCs to recruit new members as we come out of the pandemic?
Stay focused. Every PCC can be successful. How? By providing targeted, valuable content, including dynamic speakers like Mark, and information members can take back and use in their daily environment to be successful in their industry. Give them a reason to attend once and a reason to keep coming back.
I think almost every PCC member can agree, once you get in the PCC, you don't get out of the PCC.
That's right. It's in your blood.
So Mark, coming out of the pandemic, what do PCC meetings of the future look like?
Well, Lindsay, there's no going back. We aren't going to go back to what it was like before March of 2020. We are going to see a return of in-person events, but we're also still going to see people using webinars, and we're even seeing people have hybrid events so that you can attend in person and you can attend online at the same event. So PCC boards are going to have to think about the reason for their event and the purpose of their event. If it's about education, a webinar is a great way to present it. You can have more people attend and then you can record it and post it on your PCC website. If it's about networking, well, nothing replaces being in person, right? Breaking bread together, enjoying the fellowship of being with each other. So what is it going to be like? We aren't exactly sure, but the future is bright. It's just not going to be the past.
So you are going to have a buffet of options of how you host your meetings moving forward.
And we all love buffets.
Yes. So I'm moving on to a question for all of you. What is your #1 committee goal for the next year, And Kathy, we'll start with you.
Well, there are two main goals vying for the top spot. We want to extend that marketing help desk to a marketing health check, where we provide a resource team, like a panel, that can do a comprehensive review of a PCC's marketing and communication practices and uncover if there are any needs there, then help them find the solutions. And it's going to work for PCCs of all sizes and resource levels. Then the other focus is partnering with the other committee for some easy buttons. Also, working with Glenn in education, see if we can come up with an easy button for PCC websites. And with Margaret in membership, how do you attract interns, both at the high school and the college level? And then, of course, Mark, policy and innovation for a PCC Voice takeaway, a pocket guide for those that are truly unfamiliar with the platform. So altogether, also looking at contingency plans or transition plans to be ready for shifts like we experienced with COVID and the reorg. So like we back up our computers, how do we back up our PCCs so we don't lose valuable time and knowledge when people retire or they get promoted? So keeping our PCCs healthy and moving forward is my top priority.
Love to hear about the cross-functional work that you're doing in between all your committees. That's really how everyone's going to be successful. Okay, so Mark, what is your committee's #1 goal for next year?
Well, as you and Kathy said, first, it's working across these committees. There's nothing better than being part of a board where everybody has one mission. How do we support postal customer councils? Everybody's goal. So for us, earlier I said with Pub 286, it's the tools, not the rules. Well, what are the other tools that PCC need during this new era? The Postal Service already has a great library of online tools. The question is, where are they? And then how do you use them? So first, we're going to work with Glenn's committee, and we're going to create a webinar on where those tools are. We're going to work with Kathy's committee. How do we get the word out about these tools? But then also with Margaret, how does this impact membership, right? It adds value. So what are the new tools? I don't know. My committee doesn't know. We admitted that we didn't know. But we're going to seek out, find out what's working, what's easy to use, and then be the conduit between that information and the PCCs.
You're right. There are so many tools out there, and we just need to communicate with the PCCs. How do you find them and use them? Okay, so Margaret, what is your committee's #1 priority for next year?
Well, the #1 committee goal for the next year is to maintain and stay connected with the PCCs, really to better understand their needs in this ever-changing environment that we live in today, which all of us have mentioned at one time or other.
So you made a great word you said, connect. And that's PCCs are all about connectedness.
That's correct, yes.
So Glenn, we'll round it up with you. What is your committee's #1 goal for next year?
#1 goal, content, right? Content is king. You know, we are looking to provide, content not only to the local PCCs, but on a national level. We're looking to do that train the trainer program. So if you have local content, you can better communicate that, to your PCCs. We have a diverse team on our subcommittee. So that means we also have a broad range of initiatives in order to support this content goal. So one of the sneak peeks I'll give you, the summer series, right? It's gonna be back. But maybe instead of it just be back to basics, we'll do a 101, 102, that 201, that college feel to it. We're gonna continue to provide, again, that national content for your local PCCs, but with the premise of come along for the ride, right? Put your local PCC's logo on it. Make it your own. Just because we're providing that content doesn't mean that it can't look like it came from you. And don't be nervous if it looks like you're competing against other PCCs, because As Mark was saying, we're on these hybrid events, right? That means that it's all on the internet. So potentially there could be seen as some competition with some of the dates, but we see that as a good thing, right? Because we're all out there with the same goal of helping to educate and connect those PCCs. So last thing I want to call to your attention, Lindsay, is this concept called a video library. We really feel this is going to be huge. To provide those quick hits of those 90-second videos or maybe a 10-minute video, we're generating all of this content which is being recorded, but how do we get that? So we're going to create this library to be able to support that. So last but not least, speaker lists. Some of you used it for today's event. So you're at a PCC event today that you connected to somebody for that. So really, really excited about that.
No shortage of educational topics and opportunities for you all on your committee.
Nope.
Okay, so Glenn, you are our academic outreach ambassador.
Yes.
Could you briefly talk about what's going on with that program and how PCCs can support?
So do I have to be brief? Yeah, so we are really, really, really excited about this. I can't tell you how exciting it is because the academic outreach program has been a huge success. Why has it been a huge success? Well, what started the momentum was the local PCCs. You all provided an amazing number of contacts for our academic outreach team. They followed up on those leads. They presented the Direct Effect program, which led to now 110 colleges and universities being involved in the program. 4,000 students have been impacted because of your effort, but we're not done. So Lindsay, as you can imagine, the strategy that we had to support 5 colleges is different than the strategy that we need to support 110. So today, we're officially announcing the Direct Effect Ambassador Program. So let me say that again, the Direct Effect Ambassador Program. Keep your eye out for that, because what better resource for people, for these new ambassadors and direct mail evangelists than our PCC members. To summarize what this is all about, we're looking for industry volunteers to be formally trained. This is going to be online training. We're going to provide you all of the materials to be able to facilitate this classroom training. We're even going to provide you a sample recording of what this training looks like so you can kind of not necessarily mimic, because we want you to make it your own, but level the anxiety level, saying, all right, if that guy can do it, I can do it, right? But this is going to be professional training. Our goal is to make this a formal certification process, because the mailing industry brand and this next generation of marketers are that important. They deserve the best. So there's much more to learn, so keep your eye out for those PCC alerts. And when you see that first alert, don't hesitate. There's schools in session right now that can use your passion. And I'm gonna follow this up, Lindsay, with this. There's 7.5 million people working in the direct mail industry. Only about 650,000 of them are actually postal employees, right? The students need to hear from the industry. They need to see the industry passion, and I believe that's what's going to give this program a huge success. So Lindsay, what do you think?
I think the future is bright, and PCCs have been a catalyst for the academic outreach program and will continue to play a huge role moving forward.
Absolutely.
I think this is a great note to end on, looking toward the future and the next generation of shipping and mailing industry professionals. So a huge thank you to you, Glenn, Kathy, Mark, Margaret. Thank you for sharing the great things you are doing on your committee and for your passion of the PCC. Next up, I think we have some awards we want to hand out.
At this time, we wish to recognize some of the most outstanding PCCs in the country.
I'm excited to present a very special award, the Diamond Award. There are a select group of PCCs who have achieved a very special feat. They've been Gold Premier Certificate Award winners since 2007, when we began this program. The whole idea behind the Certificate Awards is to recognize PCCs who follow best practices to maintain peak performance of their PCCs. While we are celebrating 60 years of PCC success, we want to celebrate these PCCs and their 15 years of Gold Premier Certificate success. You have been at the top since the beginning and have remained there. Congratulations, Capital Region PCC out of Albany, New York.
Thank you, Judy. On behalf of the Capital Region PCC, I would like to say thank you and that it is an honor to accept this Diamond Award that recognizes the dedication and hard work that has made the Capital Region PCC a Gold Award winner since 2007.
Congratulations, Long Island PCC out of Long Island, New York.
Hi there. Thank you very much for the award. On behalf of the Long Island PCC, my co-chairs, Amy and Frank, we greatly appreciate the opportunity to be recognized for the hard work that everybody's done and pitched in. We're looking forward to a dynamic year with the help of the national organization, the group that we're involved with, and thanks again.
Congratulations, Sacramento PCC out of Sacramento, California.
Thank you, Judy. It's my pleasure to accept this award on behalf of the membership of the Sacramento PCC. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the postal CRCs that we've worked with throughout the years. Ralph Petty, Tony Higgins, and Gina Segura. Thank you.
Congratulations, Central Florida PCC out of Orlando, Florida.
Thank you, Judy. On behalf of the Central Florida PCC, we'd like to thank you for honoring us with this prestigious award. We work very hard with our community to keep them educated on upcoming events, upcoming changing regulations within the Postal Service, and we try to throw in some fun events as well throughout the year. So on behalf of the Central Florida PCC, thank you very much.
Congratulations, Greater Dallas PCC out of Dallas, Texas.
Thanks, Judy. I'm Chris Leidick. I'm the industry co-chair for the Greater Dallas PCC. On behalf of my fellow board members who have put in many long days planning and executing our events these past 14 years, I say, well done. And to our members, thank you for supporting us. Without you, this would not be possible.
Congratulations, Tampa Bay Suncoast PCC out of Tampa, Florida.
Thanks, Judy. On behalf of the Tampa Bay Suncoast PCC, I am honored to accept this Diamond Achievement Award. Tampa Bay Suncoast PCC is looking forward to continuing to add value to our network through events and education. Thank you so much and have an awesome PCC Day.
Congratulations, Greater Kansas City PCC out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Thanks, Judy. On behalf of the Greater Kansas City PCC, we're honored to receive this award. Thank you.
Congratulations to our Diamond Award-winning PCCs. Keep shining bright.
From all of us on the PCC Advisory Committee, thank you for joining us for National PCC Day 2021. Happy 60th birthday, PCC.
We look forward to seeing you all in person next year. Take care and stay safe.
Thank you for joining us for National PCC Day 2021. Get connected and grow.